Hey guys, welcome back to Night Call. Last time we met Santa, and this time, who knows? Let's get into it. Continue. Okay, this lady, I said, had nice earrings, so hopefully we will get more money because I'm losing money every night, and if it keeps going that way, I don't know what's gonna happen. Ooh, $40, don't mind if I do. Okay, Jackie Elizabeth. The door opens, your passenger settles in on the back seat. She's a regular, you know her address. Ooh, she looks nice, right? She has like a fur jacket, good earrings. Everything okay, honey? All good, Jackie. You've known Jackie for years now. A friend of a friend, and a rather well-liked prostitute in your old neighborhood. I hope spring's gonna be warmer than last year, because I can't stand freezing my ass off anymore. She's been working in the Boar's Day Bologna for 2 years now. Every now and then she treats herself to a ride home in a taxi. What's the latest news? You can tell Jackie anything. Almost anything, that is. Is your back better? You smile. Make a face. That bastard really did you, didn't he? Can I ask you something, Jackie? She leans forward. Anything you want, honey. You tell her about Lieutenant Bousset, about her threats, and about your mission. You got screwed again, honey. You're too nice. She sucks her teeth. You and the cops, you're gonna have to go see someone, or start banging one. Jackie. Okay, right, you're the boss. I'll ask around. Some of my clients might know something. A pause. You know it's coming. You're expecting it. But fair's fair. The next ride is free, okay? You nod silently. You meet her eyes in the rearview mirror. Anyhow, take care of yourself, okay? You give her a smile. You know me. She looks pensive. Yeah, right, I do. That's the problem. Jackie gives a slight cough. It isn't husky like her voice, you think to herself. Boy, am I happy to be on my way home. Difficult customer? Difficult? No, just the opposite. I ran into a kid from my neighborhood. Well, he's not a kid anymore, I guess. A pretty big guy, actually. Built like a tank, great build, nicely put together, looks like a rugby player. She gives a short laugh. I took his virginity. We lived in the same high-rise at the time. He must have been about 17, something like that. Go on. He knocks on my door one Wednesday afternoon and asks if I have any sugar for his mother. I'm no fool, right? I know his mother doesn't bake. Her voice trails off. So fine, I let him in. He can't stop talking. He's nervous. I know all about guys going to see a prostitute for the first time. He was probably in the hall for a whole half hour before even knocking on my door. So anyway, I let the little puppy stew for a while. And then he hands me a plastic bag filled with coins and a few bills too, like a kid stashed squirreled away in a drawer. She lets out a little squeal. He asked me to teach him. To teach him what, I ask. To make love to a woman, he answers. She gazes out the window absently. She is speaking faster now. Don't you have a girlfriend, I ask? He shakes his head and then says, but everyone thinks I do. He wants to be a good lover when the time comes. That silly kid, she bursts out laughing. Bright red, he was bright red. I tell him, well, I can't make him pay. If I make him pay, I go directly to jail, and then I take him into the bedroom. She pauses for a minute. The raspy sound of her breathing is hypnotic. He does his bit, the kid does. Not a bad student. Like when you start a new activity, you know, piano or biking. Well, at first you're pretty studious. You concentrate. Take it easy, I tell him. Gently, don't use your teeth. Not right away, anyhow. He was a fast learner. A hint of a smile plays across her face. What happened to him? I ran into him a couple times afterwards. He was always very polite. He and his mother moved a few months later. You should see the kid today. Good looking, all muscle. I'm sure he gets lots of girls. He was pretty good at it even 10 years ago. That kind of thing gets around fast. You gotta admit it though, guys who are good and bad are hard to come by. Then again, maybe I sleep with the worst of the lot. She gives you a sidelong glance. What about you? How was your first time? Talk about it. A campground near my uncle's house. She was older than me, by a year. A very thick Marseillese accent. We were swimming in the lake, the water was really cold. When we got out, she told me to stay with her. She wanted to show me something. She walked me over to a small creek. I was like a zombie. I didn't take any initiatives. A brief pause. She's watching you intently. How was it? Tell the truth. She seemed happy with herself when it was over, but I don't know. I think I was more afraid than anything. Afraid? Yes, that's exactly it. Why? I have a theory about why young girls prefer boys like that without experience. They think they aren't twisted by frustration yet. Frustration makes you crazy. That's why my job is so important. A lengthy pause. She bursts out laughing. Well, anyhow, that's my theory, honey. Doesn't mean it's true. The ride continues in silence. The street lamps are few and far between now. Your passenger can barely keep her eyes open. Her eyelids close, then jerk back open. She's exhausted, shivering. Turn up the heat. You turn up the heat a little. She smiles. Thanks, hon. She settles in more comfortably, soothed by the motion of the cab. A few minutes later, you get to your destination. Always great to see you, hon. Jackie pays the fare. She climbs out of the cab, then leans back into the open car door for a moment. Hope you have a good night, honey. Your eye follows her as she enters the hall of a dilapidated apartment block from the 70s. Okay, there's a tip. All right. There's no way I have time to do anything else. I have like a sliver. Well, it's letting me. Let's see. He looks like he might have money. Maybe he does. Let's go to him, I guess. Okay, ooh, 44. The passenger getting into your taxi is drunk. He all but trips as he's getting into the back seat, leaving a piece of his jacket stuck in the door as he slams it 10 times too hard. The whole street must have heard it. He tries to keep his calm as he gives you his address. You start driving, but keep an eye on him. You never know. His head lolls, his eyes roll. He rummages through his pockets looking for his phone. In vain. Hey, buddy, tell me, any chance you've seen my phone? No. He looks around. What an idiot! I lost it earlier. Not here at the bar. He starts mumbling. Or somewhere. His eyes start to look like slits. Or at the bar. He is silent for a minute, trying to remember something. When he starts speaking again, he moans, "She's gonna kill me." You turn a corner and he slides towards the door, hitting the window hard. Oh, fuck, that hurts. Seriously, man? You okay? Yeah, no. See, my wife, she told me not to come home too late, made me swear, crossed my heart, the whole 9 yards. She just had a baby. He corrects himself. We just had a baby, but, you know, she's the one who carried it. We didn't find it in the street or anything. He smirks as he imagines that scenario. It's the cutest little baby, but I'm so done spending my nights wiping its ass. So when my colleagues invited me out, he hiccups. Well, I mean, I said okay. Like, I went with them, right? He shakes his head, disgusted. You gotta help me. I had to prepare an alibi. An alibi? He nods, sure of himself. Yeah, an alibi. An explanation for where I was tonight and what I did. So she doesn't beat the shit out of me. He pauses. Dude, I'm serious. You gotta help me. Except... Very well. Seriously? He bursts out laughing and attempts to clap his hands together, but misses. Holy shit, awesome. Okay, first we need to start with, He blanks out and his eyes close. Let him sleep. A few seconds later, he struggles to open his eyes. Alibi. Everything alright? Yup. The alibi. We gotta start by answering the main question in this case. He chuckles. I sound like a cop. He shakes his head. The main question in this case is, why didn't I call my wife? That's where we need to begin. What about a work emergency? I work in the movie business for a production company. She'd never buy it. Once again, his eyes start to close. His eyelids look like they weigh a ton. His voice sounds perfectly sincere. 5 years of higher education, a 250-page thesis on a Soviet film director. And now, I take care of filming permits for Hollywood mega blockbusters. He sighs. There are no work emergencies. Nothing I do matters. He pauses. He appears to have fallen asleep, but asks, why didn't I call my wife? You didn't have your phone? Yeah, but I lost it after Your passenger opens his eyes and squeals like a child. That's it! That's it! She doesn't have to know I lost it after putting back a few. You, my friend, are a genius. He claps his hands together. Okay, alright. So, how did I lose my phone? Stolen? He looks at you for a second, then claps his hands together. Yeah, I got my phone stolen. Like, I left it on the table at lunch, and bam, gone. That's already happened to her, so she can't get on my case about it. He chuckles. Okay, we're good on the phone, but I still need to explain why I didn't call. I mean, she knows I know her number. I'm not sleeping, I swear. I'm thinking. He opens his mouth, a little burp escapes. I gotta explain why I went out with my colleagues and couldn't call her. He opens his eyes and suddenly recognizes the street. Oh, fuck. We're almost there. Shit, quick, I know. Something happened to me at the bar. That way, she'll get that it wasn't my fault, right? That I had no choice. Oh shit, I've got it. He gloats, drooling a bit. I ran into someone I knew in the bar and we had a few drinks. It was crazy, dear. Just crazy. But who? A long lost friend? He's immediately convinced. Perfect, great. I know exactly who to choose. Damien. He shakes his head quickly. No. Damien works in marketing. Daniel. An old college friend. Haven't seen him in years. I think he became a dentomologist. Like the Tick, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, entomologist. Yeah, that's it, entomologist. Yeah, I'll tell her I ran into Daniel, and that we spent the evening just talking, that he's a really good friend and all. She'll be down with that. She's always telling me friends are luscious, but Daniel, he's the real thing. And he's trying to save endangered species. My wife will totally get into that. Okay, so we're good. I have my excuse for the phone. I have my excuse for being busy all evening. Now, I just need an excuse for staying out so late. That's not enough? No, dude, not at all. I need something more solid, you know? Something that pulls the lie together, man. Lying to your wife is like a magic trick. You can't just saw the lady in half. You have to turn the box around too. I mean, the lady's gotta think it's funny, like, LOL, hilarious. I'm cut in half and I can still shake my feet. His eyelids drop. I need a strong finale. Something like, well, something, you know? He looks like he's asleep. Your driver needed someone to talk to. He opens his eyes wide. Huh? Yeah, you helped out a taxi driver. How? He had some troubles, needed to talk about it. He stares at you. You often unload your problems to your passengers. He holds his gaze. You hold his gaze. No. He hesitates and mumbles a few words before speaking up again. I might be able to. Yeah, a taxi driver told me about this screenplay he'd written. You often tell people about the screenplay they've written? All the time. Even though it's not my job? Since I work in the movie industry, people always tell me. His face lights up. Dude, you are sly. That's perfect, actually. He leans against the door and puts on a soft voice, all ready to charm his wife. I got in a cab, made small talk with the driver, and well, he started telling me about the screenplay he's writing. It actually sounded really good, like the kind of thing that could help me get a promotion, you see? He pauses. Yeah, that's good. His voice lag sounds far away. We sat in front of the building for a few minutes. He told me about his life. What a life. He claps. You hear that, man? You hear what a kick-ass screenwriter I'd make? My wife will give me the fucking Palme d'Or for my performance. He imitates the sound of a screaming crowd. Ah! Ah! And the Palme d'Or is awarded to Carlo Cerruti for a lie invented with the super nice taxi driver. He lowers his voice a bit, turning into a TV anchor. This is Carlo's 10th fib this year, but it is without a doubt the finest, near perfection. She'll eat it right up like child's play. He slaps his thigh. Say nothing. It all begins with a moving opening scene, one that's already reached cult status. The main character's phone is stolen when he leaves it on an outdoor table at a bistro. Ah, the kind of terrible mistake most Parisians usually never make. With no way to reach his wife, he normally would have gone straight home. But alas, he was yet unaware what an amazing encounter the evening would hold. He raises 3 fingers. The kind of encounter you only have 3 times in a lifetime. Daniel. Your passenger puts on a very serious expression. Yeah, you remember him. An old friend who became an entomologist. Your passenger smirks and seems happy. Oh, how an evening can fly by when you're making up for lost time. When the main character notices the time, it's already very late. Too late. During the taxi ride home, of course, the driver starts talking about the screenplay he's writing. The plot sounds fascinating, and our main character believes he may have a future success on his hands. So they talk, chat, he listens to what the driver has to say. A wink. They get along amazingly well. He switches back to his regular voice. You know, my friend, it's really not bad. I think she'll go for it. He bursts out laughing. Plus, this kind of stuff actually always happens to me. He taps you on the shoulder. You've almost reached the destination. The smug smile on your passenger's face annoys you. You park in front of his place. Say nothing. You pull up in front of your passenger's place. He pays and opens the door. Thanks for everything, man. I couldn't have done it alone, thank you. You watch him stagger a bit as he walks away. The front entrance opens and closes. You drive away. Okay, good tip again, yes! Hopefully this is enough to keep me from going negative, which we are about to see because it looks like the night is over. Okay, here we go. Night 6. Start balance 131, fares 200, tips. Okay, so I made 238. That company cut sucks. I lost 196. So, I did profit, but it is really hard to make a profit because I only made like fucking $40, $30. That sucks. Okay. Okay, new clues. Generic. Okay, I'm gonna end this night. We still need more clues. The phone rings. You impulsively take a step back. It is the moment of truth. Pick it up. Hello? Hi. Ice cold. So? She heaves a long sigh. There's no background noise. She must not be at the station. Where are you? For a second, you think she's going to tell you, but then, somewhere, none of your business. A light clinking noise, the sound of a teacup on a coaster, maybe? I'm listening. What have you got for me? She clears her throat. Her voice sounds louder, more confident. You glance at the wall. The suspects are all lined up, all the evidence, a whole mess of your ideas. Your stomach is in a knot. I don't have to remind you. You cannot get this wrong. I have a meeting in 2 hours with the district attorney and the chief of police. Even the minister of the interior will be in a corner of the room somewhere. Obviously, I'm thrilled. Oh, but I certainly don't want to put too much pressure on you. You can almost hear the smirk she must be wearing. You lay the receiver down on the table. Now you have to decide. I have to decide. Fuck. I'm going with this guy, honestly. I've never met him, I don't think, but everyone else seems innocent to me. You pick the phone back up and explain your choice to Lieutenant Bousset. Why, how, the evidence, your sources. She listens without saying a word. You stop talking and catch your breath. Okay, I'll buy it. Seems like a solid choice. I can fish around a bit to vet your information. She pauses. You can almost hear her nodding. I'll call you tonight. Try to get some sleep. She pauses. No way she's gonna hang up on such a positive note. No, she's probably going to, it might be your last night of freedom. She snickers and hangs up. You put the phone down. You might as well be standing in the ice-cold emptiness of outer space. You decide to go to bed, to sleep. Best way to kill the time. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. Okay, this is generic, generic, generic. Okay, generic. Night 7. Okay, so we have accused somebody. The only person who I haven't actually met. I'm gonna end it there, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I guess maybe the conclusion in the next part, who knows? But I'll see you then. Bye!